Welcome to this pre-run session. This one we're going to start with our feet nice and wide, so outside of the hips and shoulders. We're going to take a big breath in, reach tall, so stretch towards the ceiling. Exhale, release. And again, big breath in, reach tall. Exhale, release. Each time we reach up with the arms, we're going to think about that piece of string as well, pulling our crown of the head towards the ceiling, so we're nice and tall through the spine, as well as reaching up with the arms. Let's do that twice more. Big breath in, reach tall, all the way through the body. Leave that length in the spine as you open out with the arms. And again, big breath in. Exhale. This time, big breath in. Take the arms over the head and then palms face forward. As we exhale, we're going to pull the elbows down and lift the chest bone up. So reach and then release. So from the side, keeping the tummy pulled in, lifting the chest bone, pulling the elbows down and back. So we get a nice chest stretch, upper back extension, and then release and come back to neutral. So exhale, inhale. So we're not letting the tummy push forward. We're trying to extend the upper back, ready for our run. So we're nice and open in the chest when we run, not having those rounded shoulders. We're going to do 3, 2, and last one. Good, take the arms out, round, keep that lovely open chest, and this time we're going to warm up the lower half of the body. So we're going to drop down into a squat, knees go wide, and then come back up. So hands on the hips or out to the side, it's up to you. But nice wide knees as you drop. Send the weight back, and then come back up. Each time you drop down, see if you can get a little bit lower with the bottom, so we really start to work into the hips and get a little bit more movement and mobility in them. Dropping down, push back up. Drive down through the feet to push yourself back up. Let's do 5, all the way down. For 4, push back up, all the way down. Last one, 2, no, last one is 1. Last one now, 1, come back up. We're going to add a little bit more movement into it. So we're going to drop down into that squat, rest on one side, so rest on the thigh, and this arm is going to reach up and over into a side bend. Come back and then come up. So drop down into a squat, rest on the thigh, reach up and over. We're looking towards this top hand, so we keep the shoulder back, and then come up. Keep the breath flowing and trying to keep your bottom still. So as you come over into this side bend, trying not to push the weight across in the lower half of the body. Down, reach. If you can, start to deepen it. So instead of just going and resting on the thigh, see if you can reach that hand to the floor and get a little bit more stretch into the hips. A little bit more stretch through that upper body. Good, last few to each side. Keep the knees pressing wide. One more to each side. Last one. Coming back up. Turn the feet to face forwards. And we're going to take the weight side to side. So we're going to bend into one knee, keep the other leg straight so we get a nice stretch into the hip flexors on this side. And then come back up. Same on the other side. Drop down into the knee. And then come back up. Sink as low as you can on the knee and then drive back up. Really push into this bent knee to drive yourself back up so we start to get the muscles warmed up. Push back off. As low as you can into this knee. As you bend it. Good. Let's start to add a little bit more strength work. So hands can be on your hips or out to the side. It's up to you, whichever you prefer. We're going to come down, take the weight into this side, slide this leg behind, slide it back, come up. Same on the other side, take the weight onto the leg so we can slide this one behind, back, and then up. Try and keep everything nice and still over the standing leg. So everything nice and stationary. Sweep the leg behind and then come back. So let's say arms can be out. Good, let's do 2 more to each side. Last ones. Good, come up, step it in. So we're back to hip distance. We're going to turn to the side so you can see. We're going to drop down so we've got a nice soft bend in the knee and we're nice and tall from the crown of the head, from the tip of the tailbone to the crown of the head, so nice and tall. Shift the weight onto one side and then the other leg we're going to slide it behind and back. So slide behind and back. There's just a slight tilt from the hips so you can get that leg behind you as much as possible. Nice and straight and then back in. When you're ready to, we're going to add the arms. So the opposite arm is going to drive behind you as the leg extends and then back. So basically mimicking a stationary run. And we're trying to stay nice and stable on this standing leg. So as the legs and the arms move, trying to keep hip, knee, ankle alignment on this standing side. Good. So nice and tall in the spine. Nice and open in the chest. Let's see if we can add a little squat. So as the leg goes behind, see if you can drop down into that front knee. Down and back. If that's too much, just stay with this one or just practice keeping that hip, knee and ankle alignment on the standing leg. But otherwise, drop. Good. See if we can do 5 from here. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back up, shake it off. We can do the same on the other side. So transfer the weight onto the other leg. Start by just sliding the leg behind. So we're nice and light on this moving leg, bending into this front knee, but keeping it hip, knee, ankle alignment. Good. So slide and back. Slide and back. When you're ready, add the arms. So remember, the opposite elbow drives behind with the leg, trying to get the leg as straight as possible. Good, and then if you're ready, see if you can add that squat. Good. Bend into that front knee. Keep a nice tall spine as you move. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, last ones. Come back up, shake it off. We're just going to do a little hamstring stretch to finish. So when you're ready, step forward with one leg, toes pull back towards your shin, and then you're scooping up as if you're scooping up on flowers or whatever else you're picking up off the floor. Scoop up and come back. So nice straight leg, bend into the back leg, sweep the arms forward and come back up. Scoop up. As you do this, just gently try and lift the tailbone up behind you, and that will create a deeper stretch down into the hamstrings, down the backs of the legs. Scoop. Good, a few more to each side. We're not holding the stretch, we're just warming the hamstrings up. Good, for 2, 2, last ones. Come back up. And hopefully you feel ready to run.